Hello, everyone. It's your boy, Lacey Wester. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would be like super fun to say. Probably because I'm an Aquarius and I'm weird and I'm awkward. And so a lot of things make sense in that way. I'm also a double Aries, as many of you know, hence my little horns, which are like super cute. I've been wearing them just kind of as a daily wear. In fact, I was at a business entrepreneurs party last night and I was wearing them as well because I'm not like you. So that's so Aries. That's so Aries of me coming out like bold and like in your face in a way. Um, my Aquarius sun though prevents me from being like too much. I mean, I like to think. Today, what I wanted to talk about is why your friendships are falling apart right now, right? Or why some older friends are coming back into your life. And by older friends, I mean like friends who were there or have been around for like a really long time in your life. Those people might be popping back up into your life. So why is this happening? Well, again, we're talking about Pluto. Pluto, which I've talked about many times on here, but it is like not unlike the goddess Kali in like Hindu, right? Hindu religion, right? Kali is the destroyer of worlds and the creator of worlds, right? Many arms, many hands holding different tools. I should have pulled up a picture of Kali, but that's what's up right now. And I have learned some super profound truths, what I think of as truths during this time. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Devil card today and the Lovers card. I'll show pictures of those and why that all ties in. So, your friendships are falling apart because Pluto is coming through and uncovering things that have always been there, ways in which you've always sort of felt. And it's uncovering that and it's making it impossible for you to ignore it. It's making it impossible for all of us to ignore the ways in which maybe we weren't feeling like we could be 100% ourselves. And that is not a bad thing. That is not because your friend is bad. It's not because you were bad. Now, and that's the thing I really want to talk about. No one is the villain here. If I could drive that truth home to everyone, there is no villain here. What is happening is natural things are getting uncovered. You don't uncover a rock and go, oh my gosh, fuck these worms crawling underneath here, right? No, it's just what was happening. It's just what was there the whole time, right? You're not like, I can't believe those bugs, those beetles. You know what I mean? You're like, they're not a villain. It just got uncovered. And that is what is happening. And so I've been really listening to there's been some like Buddhist philosophies that have been really helpful for me about, self acceptance, about really being at peace and at home with impermanence. I'm an impermanent being. Things are going to be changing and shifting, and I don't have control, right? And Pluto is also about that word, control. Ooh, don't you just wish you could just control people sometimes? Like, just do what I say, you'll be happier. Which is not actually true, right? Because I'm not omnipotent. I don't know all the things, all the ins and outs. I'm an Aquarius, which is kind of like second best to omnipotence. It goes omnipotence, Aquarius people. We're godlike. No, but we do have perspective. It's what allows us to detach. It's what allows us to not kind of get caught up in what other like water earth signs feel. Is like, how can you not be caught? How can you not feel connected, you heartless wench? And it's like, it's not that Aquarius is heartless. It's just that there's a perspective where the bird kind of flying over the map of the earth, and we're like, wait, this isn't a big deal because over there is water. You're here right now wandering the desert and the earth, but from here I can see water. Go that way. So listen to your Aquarius friends. Oh my God, listen to me. I should be an Aquarius cult leader. I've been toying with putting cult leader as one of my things on the website. Cult leader. Because like back in the day, the word cult, oh my gosh, what is its name meaning? I'm gonna get off track here. But yeah, cult wasn't a negative word like we have it today. It was just like a group of people who maybe worship a deity or really they just believe in these like principles, these 5 principles, 10 principles, right? Which isn't a bad thing. Um, so yeah, Pluto is blowing up friendships. So Aquarius is also the sign of friendships. It's a sign of friendliness. It's the sign of hopes and dreams and idealism, right? Every Aquarius you know has a plan for how to heal the world, for how to make the world a better place, how to make everyone a friend, right? How to make everyone just get along, right? Every Aquarius ever. Aquarius is fixed signs though, and it really does depend upon where you grew up as to what you are fixed in, right? Um, there are people who, grew up in religious organizations and they're like, well, if everyone just had my religion, the world would be a better place, right? The world would learn to love because ultimately, I think that's what religions are going for, right? They're going for how to love, how to have unconditional love, how to be at peace with yourself, how to um not destroy yourself, right? To fight against things that would destroy you, that would destroy humans. So as your friendships are blowing up, it is really important to not vilify them because then healing won't happen, right? Anytime it is me versus you, it doesn't go well for anyone, not a single person. So the profound truths. So at first, we all know that Team Aquarius, we all know. So this past month, Mary, who is my very best friend, my very good friend, um, and she and I recently went our separate ways, right? Um, and what was going on there was simply that we work differently, right? And that's really what it is. That's really what it is. And I think these things had to happen in order for us to, and even astrologically, I know, oh God, so many things. I want to do a whole episode eventually on all the things that I knew because astrology before everything even happened, uh, and I want to brag about Mary too because I want to show you all the things that she did. All of our website, all of our art is all her. That's all 100% her. And I would love to brag about her to you. She makes websites too now. So, oh my God, when her shit's up, please do it. And she still reads astrology because she's fucking amazing. Oh, I'm trying not to cuss as much on the YouTubes, but can't change myself. Or I can, but I don't want it because I'm already perfect, obviously. All right, so here's what I wanted to talk about. It was very tempting in the interim, right? In the in between, it was very tempting to want to villainize, right? Because that's what we do oftentimes as humans, especially if you have any Pisces up in your shit, up in your chart. If you have any Pisces at all, then there is sort of this I want to be a hero. I want to be a person who comes through for someone. And then there is the if I can't do it, well, there's a pissedness because your heart was in the right place. You were trying to do the right things, right? That is what Pisces is concerned with. Why am I mentioning Pisces? Because I have a Venus there. And it's the sign that seems to want to villainize the most because you don't want to be a not hero, right? It's a hero or a villain, a good guy or a bad guy, right? And you don't want to be the bad guy. So that is the measurement there. And so the card that would come up for me often during this time was the devil card. And I want to show y'all a picture of what the devil card looks like because I want you to know what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is the devil card. I love me. You can also see my other things over here. What, Lacey? You have an OnlyFans page? Yes, I do. But I haven't put anything in it in years. Okay, so talking about the devil card. What am I tempting? Yes. All right, here's the devil card. Now I had to put things over their genitals because bargain YouTubes. But I didn't put anything over this lady's top because if he can show his nipples, she can show her nipples. I'm done with it. All right, the devil card. What we see here are two naked people, and they are chained to this devil looking dude, right? He's got a hand up, he's got a hand down with his big old fiery wand, getting this tail. She's got this grapey tail here, right? But what we see are two humans who were maybe the lovers. I'll show you the lovers card too in a bit. And they are chained. They feel like they can't make a decision, right? Or they feel like they are chained to this way of thinking, right? They are chained to their egos, right? Because that's what the devil represents, ego. The devil represents, I care so hard about what others think of me that I am willing to put myself before others in sort of like a negative way, right? You can't do the inner work, the healing work that needs to happen, right? So what's happening here is when the devil card pops up, what it is bringing up is one, things could be a little bit sexual. You could be a temptress, whatever. Other people could be tempting, right? So it can indicate sexual obsession, right? Because we have two naked peeps. Hello. Not that nakedness automatically equates to sex because it doesn't, and that's ridiculous. Get that out of your minds. People should be able to walk around naked. My opinion. I need to join the nudist colony. But they're chained. They feel like there is no other decision other than the decision they are making. And that, when you feel like that, when you feel like I am held and I am held to this thought, to this idea, to this part of the way that I identify with myself. When you identify that way and you see no other option, then what you are doing is having the devil card. If you feel like you can't share your true inner self or what you are learning, that is the devil trying to tell you that, oh no, you cannot share that. You'll get crucified. You'll get stoned. You'll have to starve yourself to death in peaceful protest. There's like so many things, right? I mean, maybe that's actually less of a devil card, the peaceful protest one, but still, you're chained. Your ego is front and center. And you feel like there is no other choice than this choice here. And in any religion and in any culture, right, what I'm describing is the concept of evil. Evil makes you feel trapped. Evil makes you feel like I have to villainize other people so that I don't feel so bad. Evil makes a dichotomy of good versus evil. If you feel like that is the thing, you are literally giving into this devil card because nothing is ever really that good versus evil. It makes for good stories, right? Are there people who give into their shadow side, what people in the sort of more aware world will call it a shadow side? People fully giving into that could be associated with giving into full on evil, right? People who are listening to their ego, right, are definitely giving into the full on, right, ego part. So this card would come up for me and I'd be like, oh, what do you mean this is my ego, right? What do you mean? And I began to realize that when my thoughts would go towards my shadow self, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything, right? Sort of these there's a defensiveness that comes with the devil card, a need to defend yourself. When you feel like you are in your right mind, in your right self, in your light self, then anything can be exposed around you. And you're like, oh, I am happy that got exposed because Now I can deal with it. You can deal with a mess that you can see. You can sort a mess that you can see when you're talking about it. You can't sort what is hidden in the dark. You can't cleanse anything that is hidden in the dark, right? That you're unwilling to deal with because you can't see it and you don't want to see it, right? So when you are in a place of, I hope no one finds out about this, that is ego. That is your ego. Plain and simple. So, in contrast to this devil card, this card that wants to hide, keep things in the dark, feel like it's a hero, not a villain, right? And I'm chained to this identity, this ego identity that I have, right? And you're feeling defensive. In contrast, let's look at the Lovers card, which is here. And again, I had to cover up these bits, which I heavily disagree with having to do, you two. And if he can show nipples, she can show nipples. So I'm not covering those. Whatever. Is that the devil card? No, I'm exposing a problem with nakedness and people's version of that. Naked is awesome. Because then everything's in the open. You are fully exposed. Just saying. Lover's card. So by contrast, no one's chained here. There are no chains happening here. There's an angel here, right? This angel person, right? In the clouds, got the wings, right? The dichotomy that we're using here is kind of, very medieval Christian in nature, right? That's what they're representing. So there's definitely there's Christian iconography. Actually, it's not even Christian. It's really can be like, it could be a many. So it is like Jewish iconography, right? It's Christian iconography because we have the Garden of Eden here, right? This is what this is representing. We have the forbidden tree, the knowledge of good and evil. We have the snake, obviously, which represents Satan. If you've never read Adam and Eve, oh my God, are you even American? Have you even been anywhere? Because everyone talks about that. Now, if you haven't, it's fine. You don't need to. Also, this is ancient Mesopotamian, Gilgamesh removing the hoopla tree, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and trying to get rid of the snake that was in the tree. Read the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's older than the Bible. Anyway, whatever. Okay. So what we've got here is two naked people, two people out in the open, right? And they have their hands out, right? They're like, hell yeah, right? We've got a tree on fire here, which represents like passion, right? There's all kinds of actual better tarot knowledgers, out there who know all the details of this action. We have the sun bright, right? Everything is bright. Nothing's in the dark. We've got mountains. They're in a valley, right? We've got all kinds of good action happening here, right? They're not chained to anything. Everything is out in the open. So what the Lover's card represents is choice. It is a representation of choice. The Devil card, you feel like you have no choice. The Lover's card, when everything is in the light, you feel like you have a choice. You feel like, I can say everything that I'm thinking. I can say the things that I'm believing, and I'm open to other interpretations. I'm open to what other people have to say, right? There is no, oh my gosh, I can't reveal this. Oh my gosh, I can't talk about this, because you can. Excuse me. Burp there. Because you have the freedom of choice. So the long and short of this really is that you have a choice. And just because you're revealing something, or because something is revealed to you, doesn't mean that you were wrong before it was revealed. Fixed signs, Aquarius. It takes time for things to dawn on us. Other fixed signs, right? Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, right? It takes time for things to dawn on you. Be down, right? If somebody changes their mind, don't villainize them, right? No one has to be a villain. No one. It's just, I didn't know this before, or I knew these before, and it was in the back of my mind. And now it's at the forefront, right? Now I'm like, oh, Pluto coming out. Now I can't ignore this thing. Now I can't ignore what has always been in my heart, in my mind, a nugget, right? Are there things that are going to come about that are maybe a little more sinister in nature? Yes, 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 yes. There are. Um, but don't you do that. If you're going to be in the cult of Team Aquarius, if you're going to be in the cult of Lacey, and I'm your cult leader with my horns, younger Christian Lacey looking at me now would be so confused. That's a whole other story. But she'd be in awe of me. She would be like, "How you are amazing." She would totally think that about me, which I love. Don't villainize who were your friends. Don't step into that trap, that chain. Because something is exposed, that is something that needs to be lovingly dealt with. That is something that needs to be highest self, most high dealt with. If you are in, and give yourself time. That's the other thing. You don't have to answer right away. You don't have to have answers right away, right? Don't do that. You don't have to do that. What you do have to do is chill the F out. Breathe deeply, right? Give yourself space. The other thing that was coming up with that ego card is normally I like to make nice. I'm a people pleaser. I love to please people. I'm good at it. So the other thing I wasn't allowed to do was please people, was to sail in and be like, right? I wasn't allowed to do that either. That was also ego. Me, because I cared a lot about what the others thought of me, right? I want to have a good reputation. I want to have a good, I want people to think highly of me, right? And so what I normally do is, you know, sail in and make everything okay. But this time the ego was, yeah, we know you're charming, Lacey. Your chart screams charming, right? So I know I'm charming. So don't use your charm to manipulate so that people don't know the truth, right? Because what you're trying to do is sort of like get around that, not have to deal with that truth. And well, what I was doing was trying not to deal with that truth by making nice, you know? And so don't, if you are the person who always, or who often, who's the regular reach out first, right? I'm usually the first to reach out. How are you? If you are used to doing that, give yourself permission to not have to do that. It's equal here, right? That's what Pluto and Aquarius is doing. It's equalizing, right? It's giving the humanitarian view. Sort of the last is first and the first is last. We're going to definitely start seeing that extreme humanitarian things coming about. People feeling more powerful. I'm actually really excited about that. And then in 2025, oh my god, Neptune. Oh, it's a whole other thing. So it's a whole other thing. So if your friendships are falling apart right now, which they probably are, hey, give yourself time. It's okay. You are not the villain. They are not the villain. If you are feeling that way, deal with your ego. Here's how to deal with your ego. Close your eyes. Imagine talking to yourself, seeing yourself, and something that my husband taught me recently, because he learned it from his friend, hug that part. Hug that part that needs that hug. Hug that villain part of you. Hug that stressed out part of you. Um, give hugs, not drugs. Drugs will be really tempting right now, too, to deal with things, but, and sometimes they can't. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. But no one's the villain. Things just got uncovered, and that's all. Give yourself time, give yourself space, give yourself love, and have a super good day. And when you notice those thoughts coming in of, right, like defensiveness, when you start to feel defensive against someone in your mind today, I want you to recognize that it's a devil card starting now. When that happens, when you start thinking defensively about yourself, or when you start thinking negatively about yourself, right? Oh, I shoulda, right? And it doesn't lead to enlightenment or feeling peace with yourself after those thoughts. That is the devil card trying to tell you that you're chained to it. You need it. That's what it's trying to tell you. All right. This concludes my video, especially because my husband's got to start his videos. I will talk to you later. Tell me if this helps. Also, good. I'm looking for 10 clients right now um, to work with on a 6 month program to teach you astrology, how to know yourself, how to know others, how to talk with your family, right? I can tell you all those things and I'll go through demonstrations in the future to come. But have a good day. You're not a villain. Neither are they. Okay. Bye bye.